For this paper, we're going to focus on the EDPM May-June 2022. Right, before we take a look at the copy test, let's just take a look at the mark scheme. This is also known as the speed test, which you have 10 minutes to complete it. It also is 10 marks. So it is also 10 marks. If you type the full assignment with no errors, you're gonna get the full 10 marks. If you type the full assignment with one error, you're going to get 9 marks. However, if you go down to like 9 errors, you're gonna get 1 mark. However, if you have over 10 errors, you're gonna get no marks. So you ended up typing the entire paper, but you get no marks. Why? Because they're not just typing, they're not just grading for speed, they're also grading for accuracy. Look at this though. If you type to 1 but less than the full assignment with no errors, you're gonna get 8 points. However, if you type to 1 with no more than 2 errors, you're gonna get 6 marks. So that means instead of taking the entire 10 minutes to type the entire document, you can use about 5 to 6 minutes to type what you can type, and then you use the remaining of your time to check for accuracy, which is like typographical errors, spelling errors. Have you omitted anything or added any additional punctuation mark? Because that's what they're marking for, right? So you're gonna check for these things: omission of text, insertion of text, incorrect spacing, ensure everything is spaced correctly, right? And yeah, you're just gonna take 5 to 6 minutes, type your paper, use the rest of the time to check for accuracy, and so forth. Now let's take a look at the details of this paper, right? So they want you to type the following in double line spacing, use all equal margins of 1 inch, which is the same as 2.54 centimeter, times New Romans 12. Save the document as speech. So once you have completed the document, you save it as speech. But this is what I advise you to do. Once you open a new document, you will save your document right away, so you do not lose your document. As you open the document, you save it as speech, right? Then you start typing. You add in your topic of speech, you center it, then you start typing, right? Once you're done typing up to your 6 minutes point, then you stop and then you edit, right? Let's take a look at that. This is the speech that I have typed out. So say for example, you start typing, you wouldn't have any of these things yet, right? Because you're just typing, for example, and say you finish typing and this is what you got, right? Whether it's the entire document or not. Once you open the document, it is automatically in the margin of 1 inch all around, which is the normal margin. So you don't have to change that, but you could check to ensure, right? You're gonna highlight all your document. You're gonna go to home, you're gonna go to this your font to ensure that it's Times New Romans, right? Then you're also gonna select 12, ensure that it's double space. You come to the paragraph spacing, you're gonna select that and you're gonna ensure it's 2.0, which is double spacing, and this is all found on the home page, right? Once that is done, it's double spaced. Remember, it was indented, so you're gonna press tab to indent each of your paragraphs, right? If you have a split screen, it would be easy for you to see both the paper and what you have typed at the same time to check for accuracy, utilizing your time effectively. However, you could switch back and forth from your screens. However, it's best to have them side by side and you check. We notice that in Microsoft Word, right, because this is US English, we spell a lot of words differently. Do not use the autocorrect to correct any of the spellings. That is how it is on the paper. So you stick with the spelling on the paper, you stick with the punctuation on the paper, and to ensure that you are marked for accuracy. Yeah, and that's about it. yes, and that's about it. Then you move on to your next section of your paper. Move on to question 2a, and this is the instruction, but let's take a look at some of the basic things that are required for you to get your 24 points. You should take 20 minutes to complete this section. Right, let's take a look at that. So we are gonna need to, we're gonna need to create our letterhead with appropriate logo. Right, this is an older syllabus that I'm using, so some things are a little different. You're gonna type your letter in block style, you're gonna use correct margin. So they are looking for all the instruction being followed. You also need to use your correct spacing after punctuation and to interpret your manuscript signs appropriately, right? So they are looking for you to do everything correctly in order to get those 4 points. Cool. So let's take a look at the instruction. Using A4 or letter size paper, create a suitable letterhead with an appropriate logo using the information below, right? That's the information. Use the letterhead created. Type the letter on page 3 in fully block style with the following margin: 1 inch all around, right? Use the data from the data field or the data file. Use the data from the data file provided throughout the examination to complete the task provided. Save the file as letter. So you're going to go into your document, save it as letter, ensure that the margin is 1 inch, then you start typing. Right, let's take a look at the paper. It's telling you that you need to include the letterhead, you need to have a block style, it should be on 2 pages, and insert table. I guess a table should be inserted somewhere in the document. So here you have our reference, your reference. This one say insert current date, because this is a block style. You're gonna include the day, the month, and then the year. You put a space in between it, and then you write the rest of information here. Right here is the salutation or the greeting. ATT mean attention, so you're gonna write out attention, Mr. Albert. Then right here say request for PLAR certification. It says you should underline and bold it, right? So we're gonna underline and bold that. Right here say insert greetings. This where say attention, Mr. Albert, whatever. We're gonna remove it down here, right? Normally in a block style letter you don't write out the full name of the person, you just write their title and their last name. So we could just write out attention, Mr. De Souza. All right, right here it says we're gonna remove the we, right, based on this. Then it say whatever is underlined here, you're gonna put it in uppercase. Cool. Then once you move on from there, we're gonna have a full stop here, because this dash here, this 2 dash or slash, this 2 slash here is saying you need to put it in a new paragraph. So then a new paragraph is gonna start with at, right? So that's gonna be your first paragraph. Then we have you continue right here. You're gonna put in BELIEVE. This is gonna be removed because they say remove that, right? Here, so now remove and put also. You notice also start with a capital A, so full stop is gonna be there. We believed, then they mark out the D and put believe that, right? Come down here, so now right here, so now NP, meaning so you need to put this on a new paragraph, so full stop there. So the PLAR process, so you're gonna have a new line, right? Is designated to assist adult learners in identifying. You notice they circle this and you need to put it up here, so right, you're gonna in identifying and demonstrating. SP is, you need to check the spelling for this. Basically that's what you mean, and you need to ensure that correct spacing is between these things when you put it up, right? TRS meaning transpose, right? So this are gonna come here, so then and demonstrating past experience which may be eligible for advanced course credit, right? Cool. So full stop I got there, so, and then you're gonna start, you're gonna bring this paragraph to start in the same line, right? Then we come down here, so we see this say along, so you're gonna type out portfolio along with, right? Down here, so now new paragraph, you know, say full stop I got there, so new paragraph, insert table here. Now you're gonna look for your table, right? This is the table, so you're gonna insert the table right here, then continue. Note carefully that each, you notice this is EA, mean each participant must score a minimum this mark out average of 80% before a certificate can be awarded. That look like a full stop there, so upon the successful evaluation of a candidate's profile, your org, which means organization, will be duly notified. They say insert at 1, so I guess they need you to make this the first paragraph. So we're coming back up here and we're gonna insert it here before this paragraph. That me think. Me another EDPM teacher, I know, so let's see what we can do and figure this out, right? So after we put that at 1, we're gonna continue from here. Notified in our paper, we're gonna have attached. You notice they mark out it, but they put dash lines underneath it, meaning you should keep the word. So attached, comma, please find a copy of our PLAR brochure, full stop, right? Normally for every abbreviation we'd write out the word, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep PLAR in my wording. I might just write out the meaning of the word each time I see the abbreviation, right? Here is the table. It's a insert data from data file, so remember we added the table above. We're gonna just insert the information from the data file, and here in the data file we can find the course name or the course title, right? Bachelor of Sciences, Business Studies, the course code, right? Then we can also find the course details, module 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. So let's take a look at how we are going to edit this paper now. So this is what I have. Remember, in your paper you should have your question number and your candidate number. Your invigilator might tell you that you need to have that done. Then this is our header, right? Notice in the header I selected this different odd and even pages so that my header can be on the first page only, right? Because we're gonna have 2 pages, right? Then header from top, this was 0.5, I made it 0.3 inches. Yeah, then I added in my header, it's in Times New Romans. Normally the first thing, which is the business information, is gonna be bigger than the rest of the information on the page. I kind of have it in the same format as they presented on the paper. Then this is the telephone, the fax, the email is in 12, and the remaining information is in 10 font size, right? So now we have our reference. We add in the references, we add in the date in the correct format, we added space in between them, then we added the information to the person who this is going to. We have request for PLAR certification, right? I'm not sure if we should keep that in there. We're still conflicted whether or not we should change that to that or just keep it as that, right? You decide based on the instructions you were given by your teacher when going through this instruction. I'm not fully sure. Let's see. So we type it out, we ensure that we follow all of the manuscript signs, and then we ensure that down here we have ENC to end because you have something to attach. Please find a copy of our PLAR brochure, which means something should be enclosed in the document as well. So that's why we have this here. Yours sincerely, we added a couple spaces before you put your title and your name, right? Yes, cool. They didn't have this in the information that they provided. I was the one who just added it in. So yeah, cool. So this is what we have here. So basically this is what we have. It could be close as possible to what is the correct answer, right? So let's see, if we remove this and we put it everywhere where those are I guess they might be looking out for that. So let's just change it, and this is the same thing as well. I'm not sure. We change that to just to be on the safe side. Yeah, what else? Don't see any more of it. Only up here, request for whatever certification, bold and underline, right? Keep it like that. We don't know what BDS mean. It must mean something, another dollar. Yeah, Barbados dollars. Okay, cool. That is it basically. We finished. I don't know if we have a full marks or not, but it's close.